Mildred Burke's story is revolutionary from a time when women's wrestling was illegal. What is it like for a story like that to be told for the current landscape of women's wrestlers and performers at tomorrow?
I think it changes the perspective of what people feel about women's wrestling today, and you got to show the start and the beginning and the struggles for people to appreciate what they have now, seeing what women do like on a weekly basis now. And I think sometimes that's taken for granted because a lot of times it's easy to just speak on and like just regurgitate like comments, you know, or just being ignorant to what really all the work that goes on behind those things for women now, even still to this day. It's good to like pull back the curtain and like really go back to the origin of those struggles, and the origin also it's going to inspire people to want to go and find other stories and like research on their own. And maybe this starts like another trend of like, okay, that was that story. Let's find the stories over here in this era. Let's find the black female stories in the sport. It starts something, you know, and it's good for all of us men to support it too, you know, and men of like all just races as well. It's like when we support it, because like right now, women's like in media and women athletes in all forms of media are really getting pushed to the forefront right now, you know, and we're seeing the importance of like, wow, these women can be the forefront of, you know, all of this, you know, like so seeing like women main event pay-per-views, main event big events and stuff like that. That doesn't happen without this story being told. So it's like you got to go back to push forward.
I like that answer. And one more question. I asked this question to Christopher Daniels earlier. With stories like this being told, we've been in a wrestling boom for women's wrestling for the past 10 years. 10, 20 years from now, what are some stories that you would like to see hit the big screen? Which performers of today?
I would like to see like more the first black wrestling world champions and stories like that. Like I would like to see more stories of just like truly like the struggles of those things too. Bring back like more stories on the mainstream and like the big screen of seeing like the territory eras and things like that. We see little pieces of it in glimpses and talked about like in the Iron Claw and things like that, mentioning the territories, but I still don't think we've educated the people on like what that truly was, you know. So I think I would like to see more like tapping into that a little bit more, just for the mainstream.
We gotta get you to direct some of these then. Is there any chance that you get in that bag?
You make me do it, it's gonna turn into a horror movie. So like I have an eye for that kind of stuff, but like doing documentary style or like true story type of filmmaking that's a keen eye and a keen mind for that, because it's like a lot of education, a lot of reading, a lot of researching, a lot of like going through, getting the people to tell their side of the story, and then deciphering what the truth is, what the narratives are, and like truly creating like a narrative between that. That's a lot of talent. It's a lot of like minds to create that, make that happen. But like me, I would like try to make more like fantasy versions of it, but with a little bit of truth to it.
It sounds like you've thought about this a lot. So like when your career's said and done, who would you ideally have play the story of Swerve Strickland?
Oh, that's tough. I would like to have somebody younger than me, but like I don't think that person's been like, you know, on the scene yet. Like maybe in like the next 10 years, that actor will, you know, come up and like finally be like shown. But I think Damson Idris is like a tremendously talented actor. He's like one of my favorites to watch right now, like 100%. So like I would say like he's one of the top guys, and he's still pretty young enough to do it, you know.
I appreciate the sign, Swerve. Can I get a flick with you too?